Hey everyone, and welcome to the Unconventional Boss YouTube channel. Really quick, before we get going, I want to tell you what you're going to get from today's video. Why? Because otherwise you're spending 7 odd minutes of your time wondering what the hell is this chump talking about. By the end of this video, you will have the 5 key things you need to do or have in place in your business to be able to influence people in the right way. As any sort of manager or coach, being able to influence people is super important for your business, but it's also important for the people in your business. I think we can all admit that we're often stubborn towards new ideas or change that come about, mainly because they're going to change the way we do things, or we just didn't come up with them in the first place. We're also very often the last ones to see potential in ourselves, potential that could be game-changing not just for the business, but for our careers. If you are new to the channel, then I'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe down below, hit the notifications so you don't miss my weekly updates, drop a like on this video, and say hello in the comments. The word influence gets a bad name in certain circles, especially if we're talking about social media. But as someone that's built successful social pages over the years, I can tell you it's not just all half-naked guys and gals strutting up and down the beach for attention. Influence in the workplace is very different and requires a lot more than a naughty imagination. So with that said, let's get cracking on our top 5 with number 1. Oh my god, the C word? No, not that one. This one's worse, because every business lacks it. No matter how well your business scores on a staff survey, communication will always be the one thing that lets the side down. Oh Mike, did you tell John about that idea? No? Oh, he'll figure it out. If you want to be able to influence people in the right way, they have to know what's going on. They have to know that their input is valued. Very often we're asking people to buy into an idea based on half the information, purely because they weren't involved at the start. You have to have a robust system in place for keeping people up to date on what's going on in the business, especially between departments where communication, to be honest, is at its worst. Okay, so I talk about this one a lot, and I'll be doing future videos dedicated to leaders being relatable. In a lot of businesses, there's a stigma attached to management, a stigma that lingers around like a bad smell. The problem is, there's still quite a few people that seem to like this odour. Influence comes from a personal connection between people, whether it's one-on-one or one-on-a-million. The same rules apply. If people can't get behind that steel-like exterior that you're putting up because some dinosaur told you that was the best way to manage, then you've got no chance of influencing nothing. To influence someone, they have to buy into you first, idea second. An idea could be awesome, but no one's ever going to buy into that awesomeness if it's coming from the mind of a robotic chump. How often have you been asked to buy into something without really knowing the why? Happens all the time, right? Someone gets an idea in their heads and all of a sudden it's the best thing in the world and everyone just needs to get on board. Well, I'm sorry, it just don't work that way. Whether people are honest with you or not, they always need to understand the why to buy into something, especially if the initial pitch ain't really floating their boat. Understanding the why gives people perspective. It allows them to ask questions, maybe make improvements, and so on. When people understand the why, they're much more likely to embrace something new or a change to something they've always done. You as the manager have to appreciate that these ideas and these changes haven't come from them, so their initial reaction is very often going to be of concern or pushback. Understanding the why goes a long way to overcoming this. Much like communication, praise is one of the top 3 things missing in most businesses. Praise? He's got his mum for that. To be able to embrace new ideas, people need to first believe in themselves and their ability to handle change. They need to know they're doing a great job. We often see things in people that they simply don't see, but we never tell them. We go home and we tell our partner or whoever's going to listen, "Tell you what, love, Mike smashed it today. Smashed it." But by the time we wake up in the morning tired, have a poo, have a moan at the kids for spilling the milk, tread on some Lego, the moment's gone. And we can't even remember what it was that someone did that was great in the first place. To be able to influence people to not just see a great idea, but to see greatness in themselves, they need to feel like they're on the right track, that what they're doing has purpose and value. They need to know that they're moving forward. If you want to influence people to see what you see, then you need to empower them to take on responsibility, to complete new tasks, and take on roles that are outside their normal comfort zone. To influence someone, you have to make them part of the journey, an integral part of the team that's going to deliver on these company goals. Allow them the freedom to come up with suggestions for improvements, alterations, and so on. When you empower someone, they immediately feel more important, like the idea can only come to life because of their involvement. When someone feels this valuable, you're a lot more likely to get the buy-in from them and the other people they influence. So there you go, 5 things you need to do or have in place in your business to influence people in a positive way. If you haven't already done so and you're new to the channel, I would really appreciate a subscribe just there, and I've also listed another video that you might like over there. Thanks very much for watching. Drop a like and a comment on this video so we can say hello, and I'll see you next time.